Hello, good morning. I hope everyone can see me and also hear me clearly.
සුබෝදෑසනක් මැඩම්.
Okay, yeah,
මැඩම්ට මිනිත්තුවක් ලබා දෙන්න මැඩම්.
okay,
හරි.
okay. So shall I start?
ඉන්න මැඩම් මට මිනිත්තුවක් ලබා දෙන්න.
Okay,
සුබෝදෑසනක් නංගිලා මල්ලිලා ඔයගොල්ලෝ හැමෝම අපි ආදරයෙන් පිළිගන්නවා අද අපේ පළවෙනි සාමාන්‍ය ඉංග්‍රීසි සම්මන්ත්‍රණයට. ඉතින් අපුසු උසස් පෙළ කියන්නේ අපේ ජීවිතේ වෙනස් කරන එකම සාධකය නොවුනත් අපේ ජීවිත වෙනස් කරන්න බලපාන ප්‍රධානතම සාධකයක් විදිහට හඳුන්වා දෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඉතින් අපි දන්නවා ඔබ ඊටවල විභාගෙට මුහුණ දෙන්නේ ලොකු හීනමල්ලක් පොඩි බැඳගෙන කියලා. ඉතින් මේ දුරු කොරෝනා වසංගතය හැමුවේ ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ මේ සිහින නිවින වෙලා යන්න නොදී ඒ සිහින අරුත් බලව මල්පල ගන්නවන්නේ අභිප්‍රායෙන් ශ්‍රී ජයවර්ධනපුර විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ මානව ශාස්ත්‍ර හා සමාජ විද්‍යාපීඨයේ ගරු පීඨාධිපතිතුමන්ගේ මඟ පෙන්වීම යටතේ. මෙන්න අපේ ආචාර්ය ගම්ලත් මහතාගේ අනුදැනුම මත 2021 22 මේ වසරවල් වල උසස් පෙළ කලා විෂය ධාරාවෙන් මුහුණ දීමට සූදානමින් සිටින සිසු දුවා දරුවන් වෙනුවෙන් සංවිධානය කරන සම්මන්ත්‍රණ මාලාව තමයි සීනේට අත්තරක් කියන්නේ. ඉතින් මේ සම්මන්ත්‍රණය සඳහා අපිත් එක්ක අද එක් වෙන ඔය හැමෝම අපි ඉතාමත් සාදරයෙන් පිළිගන්න ලබනවා. ඉතින් මේ සම්මන්ත්‍රණ මාලාව ශ්‍රී ජයවර්ධනපුර විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ මානව ශාස්ත්‍ර හා සමාජ විද්‍යාපීඨයේ ආචාර්යවරුන් විසින් තමයි මෙහෙයුම් ලබන්නේ. ඉතින් මේ වැඩමුළුව මගින් අපි ඉලක්කගත ප්‍රශ්න පත්‍ර සහ පුහුණු ප්‍රශ්න පත්‍ර ඔස්සේ ඔබව නිවැරදිව මේ උසස් පෙළ සඳහා ඔබව දිශානුගත කිරීමක් තමයි අපේ අපේක්ෂාව වෙන්නේ. ඉතින් ඒ අනුව ඉංග්‍රීසි විෂයේ නිවැරදි දැනුමෙන් සිහින සොයා යන්නට වෙරදරන අපේ මහදරණීය නංගිලා මල්ලිලාට අද දින සම්මන්ත්‍රණය ආරම්භ කරන්න අපි මේ සූදානම් වෙන්නේ. ඉතින් ඒ සඳහා මම අපේ සම්පත් දායකත්වයෙන් ලබා දෙන ඉංග්‍රීසි හා වාග් විද්‍යා අධ්‍යනාංශයේ කතිකාචාර්ය ලක්ෂිනානාකාර මැතිණිය අද දවසේම සම්මන්ත්‍රණය සඳහා ඉතාම ගෞරවයෙන් යුතුව පිළිගනු ලබනවා. මැඩම් ඔබටයි දැන් මේ අවස්ථාව.
okay. Thank you for the lovely introduction, Sarani. So good morning. Okay, good morning everyone, and Ayubowan. Okay, so I warmly welcome you to this A-level seminar program, which is organized by the University of Sri Jayawardhanapura. So as Tatsanami said, our main motive is to help the students who sit for the A-level exam this year, right? So මම පොඩ්ඩක් අද අපේ කියන්නේ program එක ගැන කියන්නම් ඔයාලට. So like for the general English, we are going to have 2 sessions today and tomorrow. අදයි හෙටයි අපේ sessions දෙකක් තියෙනවා. And then like today we have 2 hour session and also tomorrow, right? So like today, the structure of the program is, the very first thing that I'm going to do is to discuss the structure of the general English test, because I think it's really important for you. මම හිතනවා අපි ඉස්සෙල්ලාම exam එකට යන්න කලින් දැනගන්න ඕනේ ඒකේ structure එක මොන වගේ paper එකක්ද ලැබෙන්නේ නේද? ඒ කොහොමද අපි time manage කරගන්නේ? That is really important, and also how the marks are allocated for each and every question, right? ඒකට මම දැකලා තියෙනවා සමහර අපේ ශිෂ්‍ය ශිෂ්‍යාවන් ලියනවා answers. හැබැයි යාළුවා හිතනවා යාළුවා හොඳට ලියුවා කියලා. ඒ වුණාට යාළුවට marks වැඩි ලැබෙන්නේ නැහැ. They don't get the marks that they expected. So like today I'm going to discuss the structure of the paper, and also like I have divided some sections to discuss today as well as tomorrow. So today I'm going to discuss like some reading questions, how to answer them effectively to score more marks, right? So I'm going to do it with some techniques, and then like paragraph writing, because for each like year we have seen there's a paragraph, right? So like paragraph writing, and after that I'm going to discuss formal and informal letter writing today. And tomorrow I'm going to discuss the other half, that is essay writing, and then describing a bar graph or a pie chart, and then after that story writing and the other set of questions. Okay, right. So like before starting the session, I want you guys to know if you get any questions. මොකක් හරි ප්‍රශ්නයක් ආවොත් ඔයාලට මොකක් හරි ප්‍රශ්නයක් ආවොත් ඔයාලා ඒක chat box එකේ type කරලා අපිට එවන්න. So whenever we get free time, we'll try to answer your questions. Okay? Right. So let's start with today's session. Right. Okay. මම ඔයාලට කිව්වා වගේම අද අපේ session එක පටන් ගද්දී අපි paper එකේ structure එක ගැන හොඳට දැනගෙන ඉන්න ඕනේ. So like it's really important to know the structure of the paper, right? So before going to the exam, you have to know it. You should have a clear idea about it. And then like I know like by this time you may have written answers for model question papers as well as past papers. All of ගොඩක් අය model question papers ලියලා ඇති, ඉස්කෝලවල teachers ලාත් එක කරලා ඇති. එතකොට past papers පොත් අරගෙන ඔයාලා exam papers ලියලා ඇති. හැබැයි එහෙම කාට හරි කෙනෙකුට කරන්න බැරි වුණා නම් මොකක් හරි ප්‍රශ්නයක් මේ දවස්වල අපි ගොඩක් අය ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවා because of this corona pandemic, right? So I'm going to just take 5 to 10 minutes to discuss the structure of the paper, right? So for that, I'm going to share like two paper, like 2020 paper, right? Let me share my screen with you. Okay, right. I hope. Okay, right. So this is the 2020 paper, and is it clear for everyone? This paper?
Yes, madam.
Okay, right. So now here, the A-level General English paper, like A-level General English test, consists of 2 papers, right? You get 2 papers, දෙකක් ලැබෙනවා, paper 1 and paper 2, right? So this is the recent paper that I got. It's 2020, right? That means the last year paper. So the paper 1, it's for 1 hour, right? And then there are actually 2 parts, okay? Part A and part B. So part A, it focuses on grammar and vocabulary, okay? Grammar and vocabulary. Then part B, as you can see, part B is about, it's dealing with reading and writing, okay? එතකොට ඔයාලා හොඳටම දන්නවා අපි ඉංග්‍රීසි කියන්නේ මේක ලැන්ග්වේජ් එකක්. අපි ලැන්ග්වේජ් එකක් ඉගෙන ගද්දී ඒකේ ස්කිල්ස් තියෙනවා. මේ පේපර් එක හදලා තියෙන්නේ ස්කිල්ස්, reading, writing, මේ කියන skills, vocabulary, reading එකත් එක්කම ඉන්නේ vocabulary, right? ඉන්නේ ඒ කියන grammar, ඒ දේවල් අපිට cover කරගන්න. එතකොට දැන් මම part A එකට ගියොත් make a grammar letter. They are going to test your knowledge about prepositions and then the tenses. When it comes to tenses, I hope everyone's microphone is muted. Otherwise, like we feel a bit difficult. Okay, please mute your microphones, everyone. Okay. Right. So, yeah. So now when it comes to part A, right? Part A in the first paper, as I said you before, it tests your grammar and vocabulary. So when it comes to grammar, right, they will test the knowledge about prepositions and then the tenses, right? That means like the verbs, what is the tense that you have to use. Okay, and then adjectives, adverbs, right? After that, they will test your vocabulary. What is the meaning of vocabulary, guys? Vocabulary? Api vocabulary කිව්වම මොකද්ද එන්නේ ඔළුවට? Words, right? So whether you can choose the right word. So that is the part A, grammar and vocabulary. And after that, we come to what? Reading and writing. So grammar and vocabulary, they have allocated 35 marks. Okay, they have allocated 35 marks. And after that, we come to part B, that is reading and writing. So when it comes to reading and writing, right? So they'll provide you a sentence and like they ask you to underline or choose the one that best expresses its meaning, right? To check whether you understood, whether you comprehended the meaning of the sentence, right? And then after that, maybe they'll give you a notice or an advertisement, notice advertisement, and then like there will be a set of questions for you to answer. So you have to read the advertisement or the notice and then get the main idea and then write the answers for the questions. After that, uh, for the writing, okay, for the writing in the first part, okay, you will get what? A paragraph. Okay, so you have to write a paragraph for the writing part in first paper. And what is the duration of the first paper? Huh? Just tell me. I would like to.
paper gonna.
Okay, like first paper, it's like 1 hour, right? So you have to manage your time, okay, because there are how many questions for you to answer? There are, as you can see, there are 8 questions. Now see, there are 8 questions and also you have to write a paragraph, so you have to manage your time. So time managing is really important, okay? And then we'll move to, okay, then we'll move to the paper 2, okay? Right, this is the paper 2. I hope you can see the paper 2. 2020, the General English, second paper, right? Paper number 2. Okay, so now here, what is the duration of second paper? Huh? What is the duration of second paper? Anyone can give me the answer because I want to make this a very interactive session. ඔයාලා මාත් එක්ක කතා කළොත් තමයි මට මේක ගොඩක් හොඳට කරගන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ. එතකොට the second paper එක පැය 3කට තමයි set කරලා තියෙන්නේ, right? And then මේකේදී ඔයාලට like there are 3 parts for you to answer, okay? Part A, part B, part C. So this part A, actually, as you can see, it is based on your reading skills, okay? Then all මං කියන දේවල් අහගෙන හිටියා නම් මෙච්චර වෙලා ඔයාලට තේරෙන්න ඕනේ ගොඩක් ලකුණු ඔයාලට score කරන්න පුළුවන් reading වලින්. Because in the first paper also, you get reading questions as well as for the second paper, it starts with your reading questions, okay? So they test your reading skills again and again, right? So you can practice these reading skills using these techniques, right? And you can score more marks in the paper because as we all know, like A-level exam is a very competitive exam, right? So practicing is really important, okay? So reading, and then so for this part A, reading, ඒකට ඉන්නේ මොනවා වගේ questions ද? දැන් අපි ගත්තම paper, the first paper එකේ reading තිබ්බා. But then here the questions that you get for the reading is a bit different. Okay, right. So you will get to underline the most appropriate word. Okay, that means you have to take the contextual meaning of a word. මොකක් හරි දැන් passage එකක් කියවගෙන යද්දි ඔයාලා හැම ඒ passage එකේ හරි ඒ text එකේ තියෙන හැම word එකක්ම දන්නවද? ඕනම word එකක් දන්නවද? No, you don't know. Right? Sometimes you know, but most often we don't know the meanings of all the words, right? So, like they actually ask you to underline the most appropriate word for the like the given these bold words, right? So, you have to use some techniques as well for this, right? And then they actually give you certain reading passages and then ask you to write answers, okay? And after that, there will be a poem, right? And another reading text. Okay, so you can score more marks in reading. Okay, you can score more marks in reading if you practice it really well. Okay, හැමතිස්සෙම මතක තියාගන්න පුතාලා reading කියන්නේ ඔයාලා practice එකකින් යන්න පුළුවන් එකක්. හොඳද? එතකොට ඒකට ඔයාලා හරියටම උත්තරේ ලිව්වොත් ඒ ලකුණ අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම ඔයාලට ලැබෙනවා. Okay, so then I hope I am clear to you. Am I clear to you?
Yes, yes, miss.
Okay, right. Okay, then part B. Let's move to the part B. Then මම අර කියපු poem එක එහෙම තියෙනවා, right? So මේ ඔක්කොම එන්නේ අපේ reading වලට, reading skill එකට. Then we come to the part B. Okay. Yes. Now here part B, as you can see, it like focuses on dialogues. Okay, dialogues and conversations. Right. Now you know Putala, right? Putala dela okkoma danna. Dialogues කියන්නේ එක, conversation කියන එක, ඒකට හරියට ඔයාලා උත්තර ලියන්න, you should have this exposure to the language, right? Though we don't test your speaking skill in the A-level exam. අපි A-level exam එකකදී ඔයාලගේ speaking skill එක test කරන්න නැති වුණාට මේ වගේ dialogues වලට අපි දුන්නට පස්සේ අපිට ඇත්තටම ඔයාලා ලියන answer එකෙන් අපිට තේරුම් ගන්න පුළුවන් whether you have an idea, right? About the spoken English or not, right? So dialogues වලට මුලින්ම ඔයාලට දෙන්න පුළුවන් මේ වගේ questions. Then you have to fill the lines, right? And after that, now here you can see they have asked you to write a telephone conversation by yourself, right? Then make question number 8. The following short advertisement was published in a local newspaper. So they have given you the advertisement, that means the context. Context එක දීලා, now say imagine that you are interested in following an IT course, right? And you want to get more details about the courses available. So you contact the manager over the phone. So now write out the telephone conversation that takes place between the manager and you. Now see, they have given you the context, a situation එක දීලා තියෙනවා. So you have to imagine the situation, right? You are interested to follow an IT course and then you want to get to know more details. So you have to like call and then take the details from the manager. So that is a telephone conversation, right? So you have to imagine the situation and then write the conversation by yourself. Okay? So මේ වගේ question එකක් answer කරන්න අපිට සාමාන්‍ය ඉංග්‍රීසි භාවිතය කියන එක තියෙනවානේ. ඒක ගැන හොඳ idea එකක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. මේක නිකන් preposition එකක් දාන එක, word එකක් දාන එක නෙමෙයි. ඔයාලට මේ කොහොමද සාමාන්‍ය ඉංග්‍රීසියෙන් අපි මොකක් හරි කෙනෙක් එක්ක conversation එකක් හදාගන්නේ. අන්න ඒක ගැන idea එකක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට our part C. Now this is really important because 65 marks are allocated for the part C. That means writing skill. Okay. Now here in the first paper, you only got to write a paragraph. ඒකේ තිබ්බේ paragraph එකක් ලියන්න විතරයිනේ, right? But now here you will get to write formal letters, informal letters, maybe stories or like essays, right? So like they will test your writing skill, right? Here. So go to make it ඔයාලට ගොඩක් වෙලාවට යාලා දෙන්න පුළුවන් nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, and you have to make meaningful sentences. So when you make meaningful sentences, right? ඒකේ මොනවා වගේද අපි බලන්නේ? Grammar. ඔයාලා හරියට grammar use කරලා තියනවාද? grammatical errors තියෙනවාද? එතකොට grammar errors තියෙනකොට අපිට ඒක meaning එක හරියට එන්නේ නැහැ. සමහර ඒවා තියෙනවා meaning එක හරියට, ඒ කියන්නේ grammar error එක, ඒ කියන්නේ grammar errors මුකුත් නැහැ. හැබැයි ඒකේ කිසි meaning එකක් නැති sentences තියෙනවා. So when you write a sentence, you have to make sure you write it without getting any grammar errors, and also it has a meaning. Okay, it conveys a meaning, right? The sentence that you write conveys a meaning. Akari meaning එකක් තියෙන sentence එකක් ලියන්නත් ඕනේ. ඒක තමයි meaningful sentence කියලා කියන්නේ. සමහරු ලියන sentences තියෙනවා ඒවා meaning එකක් නැති දේවල් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒකට ඒවට we don't give marks. Okay, right. And then okay, now see here, question number 10. You have to write a description for this bar chart. Okay, so they'll give you graphs, bar graphs, and or pie charts, and then you have to write a description. And when we write these descriptions for the bar charts and everything, the graphs, okay, there is a set of vocabulary we should use. අපිට use කරන්න පුළුවන් words ටිකක් තියෙනවා. ඒ words ටික use කරලා තමයි ඔයාලා මේ description එක ලියන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට ඒ words use කරලා ඔයාලා හරියට grammar errors නැතුව description එක ලියනවට තමයි ඔයාලට 10 marks ලැබෙන්නේ. Okay? එතකොට මම මේ එකින් එක ප්‍රශ්න වලට එනවා. මම මේ දැන්ට ඔයාලට දෙන්නේ මේ structure එක ගැන පොඩි idea එකක්. මොකද ඔයාලා දැනගන්න ඕනේ මොන වගේ questions දෙන්නේ කියන එක. And then later we get to write a notice, right? And then formal letter or an informal letter. Sometimes maybe you can get to write both a formal letter and also informal letter. Okay, so it can happen. Formal letter, informal letter, so you should know how to write a formal letter as well as how to write an informal letter. Now, writing a letter doesn't mean that you should only know the format of a letter. Format we give only 1 mark to the format of the letter. I'll come to it later. Okay. අපි හරියට letter එකක් ලියන්න දැනගන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට ඒ letter එකක් ලියද්දී ඔයාලට use කරන්න පුළුවන් sentences තියෙනවා. ඕනම letter එකකට සාමාන්‍යයෙන් යන ඒ කියන්නේ අපිට ඒක use කරන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට අපි ඒක ගැන කතා කරමු. Okay. And then at the end, okay, this is the last question. It can be either a story or a opinion related essay. Okay. So this is the structure of the general English paper. Okay, right. So I hope you got a clear idea about the structure of the general English paper. Okay, now let's move to the reading skill. අපි අපේ paper එකේ structure එක කතා කරද්දී ඔයාලට මම කිව්වා වගේම අපි reading skills. Can you guys hear me? Excuse me, can you guys hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, miss.
Yes,
I hope I'm clear to everyone. Satsarani, are you here?
Yes, madam. Yes.
Okay. Okay. That means okay, right, fine. Okay. Now let's discuss our like how to write these reading questions effectively. How to answer these reading questions effectively, right? Okay. Now for this, I hope everyone received 2 email received 2 papers, right? I actually asked our coordinators to send you 2 papers, 2 model question papers. And the students here, Fatima, did you receive the email? Okay, Sanduni, you received the email. Okay, right. So the ones who received the email, can you please raise your hand? Then I can get an idea how many of you have received the
Excuse me,
email.
ma'am, we actually
Yes.
shared them to the Telegram account, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So anyway,
access it.
like okay, right. So we have sent you the 2 model question papers. So today I'm going to discuss the these 2 model question papers, right? I'm not going to discuss each and every question there, but then again, I think I'm going to choose the questions from the model question papers, right? Okay, let me share the model question papers with you, right? So before starting it, and I want to say, right, if you get any questions, please feel free to ask from me, right? If you get any questions, please feel free to ask from me. And then the next thing is, please like answer when I ask a question, because it makes the session interactive, right? And then the next thing is, when I ask you to write answers, please write an answer. Okay, I can't give you like more than 10 minutes to write answers, but then like take like 5 minutes and then write the answer as you can, right? After that we can discuss. Okay, right. So model question paper 1, actually we have sent these papers for you, right? There, I hope you can see my screen, the paper that I have shared with you. Can you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, wait, I'll come to the question here. Okay, right. Okay. Now this is the question, right? අපි ඉස්සලාම reading skill එක බලන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට ඒකෙදි එන model paper 1, this is the second paper, right? This is the second part of the paper actually. So part A, reading skills. So here in the question number 1, as I said you before, read the passage given below in which some words are given in bold type. Then underline the meaning that is most appropriate to the context for the words given in bold type from 1 to 10. Now here, පුතාලා මේකේ දීලා තියෙනවා passage එකක්. එතකොට මේ passage එකේදී යාලා මේ bold කරලා තියෙනවා words 10ක්. එතකොට මේ words 10ට ඔයාලට දීලා තියෙනවා ඉන්න පුළුවන් like synonyms, the meanings of the words, okay, the possible meanings of the words, okay. So what you have to do is you have to read the text. You have to read the text carefully and then choose the most appropriate meaning, okay, for the word. So දැන් අපි මොකක් හරි word එකකට ගොඩක් meanings තිබ්බට contextual meaning කියලා එකක් තියෙනවානේ. අපිට ඒකට ලැබෙන්න පුළුවන්, ඒ කියන්නේ ඒ context එකේදී situation එකේදී දෙන්න පුළුවන් meaning එකක් තියෙනවා. එතකොට ඒ meaning එක අපි කොහොමද ගන්නෙ? සමහර වෙලාවට මෙතන තියෙන දැන් the first batch of vaccines. So when I hear the term batch, okay, so different meanings now. Batch in a university, okay, but now here the batch of vaccines, okay. Now here when we go to this school, like 2020 A-level batch, okay. So එතකොට එතන එන meaning එක මොකක්ද? දැන් මෙතන the first batch of vaccines. එතකොට මෙතන එන meaning එක මොකක්ද? ඒ meaning එක ඔයාලා ගන්නෙ කොහොමද? ඒ මෙන්න මේ passage එක හරියට කියවන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට සමහර වෙලාවට ඔයාලට guess කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕනේ. Guessing is also a technique. අපි guess කරන එක reading වල එන technique එකක්. අපි කොහොමද හරියටම guess කරන්නේ? අපි මේ passage එක ඉස්සෙල්ලාම දෙපාරක් විතර කියවන්න. ඊට පස්සේ you have to read it like twice and then figure out the meaning. Okay, just figure out the meaning and then go to these words and then this list of words, and after that just read the list of words and think, okay, whether this meaning is suitable for this word. මේ meaning එකද හරියටම මේ word එකෙන් දෙන්නේ. මොකද සමහර වෙලාවට ඒ context එකත් එක්ක ඒ situation එකත් එක්ක meanings වෙනස් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. නේද? Right. So Now here, the government will purchase 3.5 million. Now can you see? Here, the government will purchase 3.5 million. So what is the meaning of purchase here, right? So we hear the term purchase in different contexts. අපි එක එක situations වලදී purchase කියන එක අහලා තියෙනවා. But මේ කියන purchase මොකද්ද? Will purchase, right? So is it like buy? Huh? Is it buy or something else? Okay. So is it just a deal? මොකක් හරි deal එකක්ද? එහෙම නැත්නම් මොකක් හරි සල්ලි දීලා ගන්න එකක්ද? එතකොට ඒක අපි කරන්නේ කොහොමද? Please read this passage for twice, right? After that, think, like take 2-3 minutes to think, okay, whether is this the possible meaning for this word in the context, okay? And then you can okay, underline the word, okay? Underline the word. Right, I'll give you 3 minutes to do that. Now the time is 10:31. I'll give you like 3 minutes. At 10:34, you have to finish it off. Okay, so please read it twice and then do this. And we have sent you the papers to the Telegram account, your Telegram account. You can actually download the papers from that. Try to do at least 2-3. Okay, after that we can discuss the answers. අපිට ඊට පස්සේ discuss කරන්න පුළුවන් answers. එකක් දෙකක් හරි කරන්න බලන්න. Okay, right. Now the time is 10:34. I don't think I gave you enough time, right? The time is not enough at all, but then like we only have 2 hours, so we have to actually manage our time. So let me discuss the answers with you. My answers okay? So the first batch of vaccines. So before discussing the answers, let's read it this, right? The first batch of vaccines to be offered to Sri Lanka by the World Health Organization, WHO, through the COVAX facility is to arrive soon. WHO sources told Daily Mirror that the COAX facility is working directly with the Ministry of Health in this regard. Cabinet had this week approved a proposal to sign the indemnification agreement submitted by the COAX facility in order to expedite the procurement of vaccines. Sri Lanka is expected to receive vaccines through the COAX facility to inoculate 27% of the population. Sri Lanka was earlier set to receive vaccines from the WHO through the COAX facility to cover 20% of the total population. However, the WHO is now considering increasing it to cover 27% of the population in Sri Lanka. Apart from the vaccines through COVAX, Sri Lanka has decided to purchase COVID vaccines from the United Kingdom. The government will purchase 3.5 million COVID-19 vaccines from AstraZeneca in Britain. The State Pharmaceuticals Corporation, SPC, of Sri Lanka has entered into an agreement with AstraZeneca to purchase the vaccines, which is about something we already know, right? So the vaccines and the COVID-19 situation. So you have heard about it, right? Okay. So now, let me, right. I hope, yeah, fine. Okay, so now here, when it comes to the first word, batch, okay, what is the answer? The first batch of vaccines to be offered. The batch, the answer is what? A collection, right? It's a collection. And then offered, offer කරනවා කියුවම මොකද offered? It's given, right? Given. For the second one, the answer should be given. And facility is provision, okay? For the third one, the answer is this, provision. And fourth one, working, the answer is what? Working, functioning. And fifth one, approved. Approved. What is the answer? Approved, accepted. Answer is accepted. And then the next one, agreement. What is the meaning of agreement? Agreement settlement. Okay, a settlement. And expedite, speed up. So the answer for this is this, speed up. And expected. What is the answer for this? Anticipated, expected, anticipated. And then purchase, buy. Entered, the last one, entered, accessed, okay, accessed. So this is the first reading. Okay, this is the first reading text that we did. Okay, so there are some like techniques that I want you to follow. The first thing is the මේකෙදී පුතාලා ඔයාලට කරන්න තියෙන හොඳම දේ තමයි ඉස්සෙල්ලාම ඔයාලගේ පැසේජ් එක purchased means like buy. Okay, buy. So when you buy something, we can say purchase, right? Okay. So someone has like, if you have any questions, please send messages to the chat. Okay, so I'm going to like give you the answers, right? If I want you to give you some of the techniques. මේකෙදී ඔයාලට techniques ටිකක් තියෙනවා follow කරන්න. ඉස්සෙල්ලාම ඔයාලා ඒ passage එක දෙපාරක් විතර හරියට කියවන්න. මොකද මෙතනදී තියෙන්නේ ඔයාලා සමහරවිට meaning එක දැනගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ word එක දන්නවා වෙන්න පුළුවන්. But then contextual meaning can be different. A context එකත් එක්ක එන meaning එක වෙනස් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Right? So එතකොට මේ මෙතන මේ වගේ ප්‍රශ්නයකදී අහන්න ඔයාලට ඒ context එකත් එක්ක එන meaning එක guess කරන්න පුළුවන්ද කියන එක. Right? Okay. So you have to read it like twice or thrice to get the contextual meaning. Okay. So then, so if you don't know the meaning of the word, please guess it. Guessing is also a technique. But then, how you going to guess? කොහොමද ඔයාලා guess කරන්නේ? Guess කරනවා එක ඔයාලා ටක් ටික් ටුක් 10 20 30 40 දැන් ඕකනේ ගොඩක් කලාවට අපි exams වලදී කරනවානේ. 10 20 30 40 ගණන් කරලා කරන්න බෑස් වෙන්න එපා. right? මොකද අපි guess කරන එක උනාත් හරියට guess කරන්න ඉගෙන ගත්තොත් ඒක ප්‍රශ්නයක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද language එක ඔයාලට meaning එක guess කරන්න පුළුවන්. හරිද? language එක meaning එක guess කරන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට ඒ guess කරන්නේ ඔයාලා ඊට කලින් තියෙන line එක කියවන්න. මොකක් හරි ඒක උඩින් තියෙන line ඊට පස්සේ ඒක පහළින් තියෙන line එක ඊට පස්සේ ඒ situation එක මොකක්ද කියලා guess කරලා ඔයාලට පුළුවන් ඒක හරියටම underline කරන්න. හොඳද? එතකොට ඒ වගේ තමයි අතර තියෙන technique එක use කරන්නේ. ඊට පස්සේ let's move to the next reading activity, and this reading activity is a bit serious. Okay. මොකද ඔයාලට මේක මම share කරන්න screen එක මේකෙදී මේ reading activity එකේදී මම ඇයි මේක ටිකක් එහෙමයි කිව්වේ මොකද ඔයාලට reading techniques ටිකක් තියෙනවා පොඩ්ඩක් use කරන්න සමහර වෙලාවට ඔයාලා මේ reading techniques ඉගෙනගෙන ඇති සමහරු මේක එච්චර ඉගෙනගෙන නැතුව ඇති. හැබැයි ඒක ගොඩාක් ලොකු දෙයක් නෙමෙයි. ඒ නිසා මම ඔයාලට පොඩ්ඩක් ඒක කියලා දෙන්නම්. Right. මේකෙදී let's move to this question number 2. Okay, question number 2. This is about causes of floods, right? Now here, Tala, I hope you can see my screen. Can you see my screen? Is it very clear for you?
Yes, madam.
Is it very clear for you? Okay, right. Now here they have given you a text. Okay, they have given you a text. Now can you see? They have given you a text, and then how many paragraphs are there? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there are 5 paragraphs. Okay, so 5 paragraphs text is here. And then after that they'll give you like questions. Okay, so you have to read the text and then answer these questions. Then මේකදී Tara ඔයාලට පුළුවන් මේ කියන techniques ටික පොඩ්ඩක් use කරන්න. මම මේ වගේ question එකකදී ඔයාලට කියන්නේ නැහැ ඉස්සෙල්ලාම text එක read කරන්න කියලා. හොඳද? But then what you have to do is, what is the first step? Do you have an idea about what is the first step? කාට හරි idea එකක් තියෙනවද first step එක මොකක්ද කියලා?
First one
Do you have an idea about what is? Very good. Who gave me the answer? Who gave me the answer? Can you tell your name, please? That is the right answer. Okay, yeah, Chandana. Okay, that is the right answer. The very first thing is, please read the questions. Okay, don't go and read the text, right? Please read the questions. මේ වගේ එකදී ඔයාලා කියවන්න ඕනේ ඉස්සෙල්ලාම questions. ඇයි ඔයාලට මම questions ඉස්සෙල්ලාම කියවන්න කියන්නේ? Why did I ask you to read questions first? What is the reason? ඇයි අපි ඉස්සෙල්ලාම text එක කියවන්න නැතුව questions විතරක් කියවන්නේ? What is the reason? Is there any reason for that? නිකන්ද කිව්වේ එහෙම නැත්තම්? No, there is a reason, right? Chandran, do you have any idea about it? මොකක් හරි idea එකක් තියෙනවද? Why do we read the questions? Very good. Yes. ඔයාලා හොඳයිනේ. You can understand, right? So it gives you a basic understanding about what is it like, what is this text about. Okay, so these questions, reading the questions actually provides you a basic understanding, gives you a main idea මොකක් ගැනද මේක තියෙන්නේ කියන එක ගැන අපිට තේරුම් ගන්න පුළුවන්, and it will help you a lot. Okay, now let's move to the question. So this is like true false. They have given you statements, and then you have to write whether the statements are true or false. Okay, heavy floods can be occurred only by sudden warmer weather and heavy rain. Okay, then what is the idea you got? This text is probably about floods. මොකක් හරි මේ floods ගැන තියෙන එකක්. And be occurred, and what are the like the situations, right, that we get floods. And then various human errors are also caused by heavy floods. Now here, from this first statement, we can take the idea, okay, this is about floods. This text is about floods. And then the second one, caused. Various human errors are also caused heavy floods. So causes of floods. Okay, causes. Now then maybe this is about floods, and then it discusses the causes of floods. May floods ඇති වෙන්නේ කියන එක. Right? Frozen grounds can stop occurring heavy floods by absorbing the additional water created by melted ice. Now see, so the different ways, right? Now here it discusses about, now everything is related to floods and also the causes of floods, right? And then like some circumstances, there's like they have given you some circumstances, some situations, right? So most of the human-made dams are not strong enough to face large broken ice pieces. Okay, now see, if you read all these statements, you will get an idea about what is the whole text. What is the main idea about the whole text? So take 1 or 2 minutes to read it, okay? And after that, what you have to do is come to this passage. ඊට පස්සේ එන්න passage එකට. Passage එකට ආව ගමන්, if there is a title. Now some passages, they don't have a title. සමහර passages තියෙනවානේ ඒකේ title එකක් නැහැ. Right? Then can't help. But then again, if there is a title, මොකක් හරි title එකක්, මොකක් හරි topic එකක් ඒ passage එකට තියෙනවා නම් ඒ කියන්නේ ඒ passage එක තියෙන්නේ ඒක ගැන නේද? එහෙමනේ. So if the title is about environmental pollution, then that means the whole passage, the whole text is about environmental pollution. ඒක තියෙන්නේ environmental pollution ගැන. Right? So here causes of floods. Then මේක ඔයාලා වචනෙන් වචන කියවනවාද? Are you going to read one I mean each word? Huh? Are you going to read each word one by one? Huh? අපි ඇත්තට මෙහෙම කියවන්න ඕනේද දැන් මේක? Huh? ඇත්තට මෙහෙම කියවන්න ඕනේද? මෙතනදී තමයි අපිට එක skill එකක් use කරන්න පුළුවන්. එක technique එකක්. That technique is known as skimming. Okay? How many of you have heard about skimming? How many of you have heard about skimming? If you have heard about the term skimming, raise your hand. If you have heard the word skimming. No. No one. Okay. Sorry. Right? Skimming is not like a big thing, right? It's like a बहुत simple technique එකක්. Skimming කියන්නේ පුතා ඔයාලා like take your finger and then just you can like read it like this. Now think this is my text, okay? Now this my hand is my text, okay? This is the page. And then keep it here because then it is easier for you to concentrate. අපි අර මෙන්න එක දිගට කියවගේ ඉක්මනින් කියවගෙන යන්න ඔයාලට තියෙන ප්‍රධානම දේ තමයි you should get the main idea. ඒක මොකක්ද කියන්නේ? main idea එක ගන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕනේ. So you should get the main idea, right? So quickly read it. Don't focus for all the words. වචනේ කියවන්න එපා. Not word by word, okay? Don't like now if you don't know the meaning of one word, okay. Are you going to spend like 5-6 minutes there? Hello? Can you guys hear me? Can everyone hear me?
Yes, madam.
Hello? Am I clear to you?
Yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
I hope I'm clear to you.
Yes, ma'am. You're audible.
Yes, madam.
Okay, fine. Right. So the thing is, you have to focus to get the main idea. Okay, you have to focus to get the main idea. ඔයාලට මේම කියවද්දී okay කියවද්දී කොහොමද කියන එක. හරිද? මේ ඊට පස්සේ true false ඉක්මනට දාන්න පුළුවන්. Right? And that is the technique that you are going to use. Right. Now let's do it together. Okay, just read it. Like floods are second only to fire as the most common of all natural disasters. So ඉගෙන යන්න. Right? ඊට පස්සේ අර true false වලට එන්න. Statements වලට එන්න. හැබැයි මේකට යන්න කලින් ඔයාලා statements කියවලා තියෙන්න ඕනේ. Right. ඉතලම් statements ටික කියවන්න. I'll give you 2 minutes to read the statements. Done? Done? Did you read the statements? Just try to work with me because it's good for you. The time is enough to read the statements. And now, please read the text quickly as possible. Are you reading the text? I hope you are reading the text. මේක ඉක්මනින් කියවගෙන යන්න. නැතුව එක වචනේ කියවන්න නැතුව. Okay? Okay, now come to the statements. I hope you read the text. Now come to the statements and write whether these 8 statements are true or false. Okay. There are 8 statements and then 2 MCQs. Quickly do that. Okay, I'll give you 2 more minutes. After that, let's discuss the answers. Get the main idea and then just write whether these statements are true or false. Okay, there are 2 MCQs. Can I move down? Please do the 2 MCQs. I'm really sorry for not giving you like enough time, because like even I'm struggling with the time. Okay, so if I actually cover the the parts, the expected parts that I am supposed to cover, then I can actually discuss the other half of the paper tomorrow. That's why I can't give you like much time. Okay, right. Shall we discuss the answers then? Shall we discuss the answers, everyone? Shall we do the answers?
Okay, madam.
Okay. I hope, yeah, fine. Right. The first statement, heavy floods can be occurred only by sudden warmer weather and heavy rain. Is it like true or false? What is it? What is the answer? Anyone who wrote the answer? Anyone who wrote the answer?
False.
False. That is right. False. So that statement is false. Yes. The second one, various human errors are also caused heavy floods. Is it true or false? Anyone?
True.
True. Very good. So who are giving me the answers? What's the name?
Chandu.
Chandu. Okay. Very good. Right. Frozen grounds can stop occurring heavy floods by absorbing the additional water created by melted ice. True or false? True or false? Frozen grounds can stop occurring heavy floods by absorbing the additional water created by melted ice. If you are not, now see frozen ground. Now can you see where I am highlighting here? Highlight karapu kotasa peenawada?
Yes, madam.
Okay, a frozen ground or a ground that is very wet and already saturated with water cannot absorb the additional water created by melting snow. So is it true or false?
True.
Is it true? True? True or false?
False.
Yes. Yes, the answer is false because frozen grounds can stop. Here it can't stop, right? Okay. The fourth one, most of the human-made dams are not strong enough to face large broken ice pieces. True or false?
False.
False.
Okay, false. Yes, the answer is false. Good. Fifth one, when dams fail to hold the water collected behind it, that can result a huge destruction. True or false?
True.
True.
True. Yes, true. Sixth, a broken human-made dam is compared to a tidal wave in the text. True or false? Is it compared? True. Yes. Yes, true. So the seventh one, unleashed dam water can only travel up to 10 kilometers. Is it true or false?
False.
Is it
False.
false? Yes, it's false, right? Okay, right. Then the last one, even though we are living in a world which advanced by the modern technology, scientists are still unable to recognize exact time when the floods will occur. True or false?
False.
False.
False? Is it false?
True.
Now see, now although scientists cannot always predict exactly when floods will occur, they do know a great deal about when floods are likely or probably going to occur. Now see, although scientists cannot always predict, can they always predict? No, they can't do it always, right? Okay, so you have to be like very careful because these statements are very tricky. Okay, now this statement is very tricky, right? Because they can predict, but it's not always, right? They can't predict always. And now just see the first one. Heavy floods can be occurred only by sudden warmer weather. So here they have used the term like word only, right? So you have to be very clear, like very careful, okay? Right. Right. Now, the next one, the two MCQs. Let's move to the two MCQs. Underline the most appropriate response to complete the following sentences. Okay, what is the answer for the first one? A, B, C, or D?
B.
B. Okay. Any more answers?
Answer C.
Madam, answer is B.
Okay, answer is B. Right. Any? Now A, B, C, D, ඔය හතරම කියනවාද?
Answer C.
Answer C. Okay. Now you guys told me the answer B, answer C, answer, as I remember someone told me the answer D. Okay. Let me like go to the text, right? Why does saturated ground contribute to flooding problems? Okay. Let's now here saturated ground, okay? Let's scan the word. Indeed. Okay, where's the word? What is the like? Is it in the third or fourth para? The term saturated. Not in fourth or fifth. Not in fourth. Here see. a frozen ground or a ground that is very wet and already saturated with water cannot absorb the additional water created by the melting snow. Melting snow also contributes to high water levels in the rivers and streams created by melting snow. Okay, frozen ground or a ground that is very wet and already saturated with water cannot absorb the additional water. Now see, the answer is it cannot absorb more moisture. The answer is A. Okay, the ground, why does saturated ground contribute to flooding problems? The ground cannot absorb more moisture. Moisture is what? The water. Huh? So the answer is A. No one told me the A. The answer is A. Okay. Now see, reread it. Please reread it. Huh? Okay. The second one, how does melting snow cause problems related to flooding? Huh? How does melting snow cause problems related to flooding? The answer is there. Now see, melting snow also contributes to high water levels in rivers and streams. Then what is the answer? Then what is the answer? Can anyone tell me, please? Huh?
D.
What is answer? D. It makes the level of the river rise. Now, everyone, why did you figure out the right
Answer
answer here?
D.
Answer D, Puta. The answer is D. Okay. Then, ඔයාලට මම කලින් skimming කියන technique එක කියලා දුන්නා, right? But ඔයාලා ඇයි වැරද්දුවේ? සමහර MCQs කරද්දී ඇයි ඔයාලා වැරද්දුවේ? මේ වගේ කියන්නේ මෙහෙම paper එකකදී ඔයාලට දැන් බලන්න මේකේ දීලා තියෙන why does saturated ground contribute to flooding problems. එතකොට මෙන්න මේ කියන term එක, right? Saturated ground. මේක ඔයාලගේ ඔළුවේ තියාගෙන then go to the text. Reread the text. Reread the text කියන්නේ මේ අර word එක හොයාගන්න text එකේදී. මම හොයාගත්තා වගේ, right? Saturated ground. And after that, you just underline the sentence because the answer is there. Because the answer is there, right? Okay. So that is how you have to do, right? We call it scanning. We scan කරගෙන යන්න ඕනේ මේ වචනේ මොකක්ද කියන එක. Right? ඊට පස්සේ දැන් බලන්න melting snow. මේකෙදී එන්නේ melting snow. So you have to keep that term in your mind and then go to the text and read find melting snow, the term. මොකද එතන තමයි හරියටම answer එක තියෙන්නේ. ඔයාලට තේරුණාද මම කියපු දේ? Did you get what I said? Did you get what I said, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Or do I want to repeat it again? Do I want to repeat it again? Students, I'm asking from you. Do I want to repeat it again? The very first time I told you, මම මුලින්ම ඔයාලා කිව්වේ, හරිද? දැන් true false දාද්දි මම ඔයාලට කිව්වේ මොකක්ද? ඔයාලා කරන්න ඕනේ කියලා. ඒක ඉක්මනට කියවගෙන ගිහිල්ලා, right? ඒක ඉක්මනටම කියවගෙන ගිහිල්ලා ඉස්සෙල්ලාම statements ටික කියවන්න කිව්වා. ඊට පස්සේ text එකට එන්න කිව්වා, right? text එකේ main idea එක අරගෙන text එක ඉක්මනටම right? So we are not just each and every word in the text, but then we want to get the main idea out of it, right? Okay. එතකොට ඒ idea එකෙන් ඔයාලා true false questions answer කරන්න පුළුවන්. හැබැයි when it comes to the MCQs, what you have to do is, right? Find the term. Now here, when it comes to this paper, මේ බලන්න, why does saturated ground contribute to the flooding problems? එතකොට මේකේ මෙන්න මේ saturated ground කියන එක ඔයාලා ගිහිල්ලා අර term එක හොයන්න text එකේ. මොකද එතන තමයි හරියටම answer එක තියෙන්නේ. ඔයාලා ඒ sentence එක දෙපාරක් තුන් පාරක් කියවලා මේකට answer කළා නම් ඔයාලගේ answer එක හරියනවා. And then when it comes to the second one, melting snow, right? You go and search this term in the text, right? You go and search this term in the text because the answer is there, right? Answer is there, right? I hope you guys like got an idea about what I said? Did you? Did you? මං කියපු ඒ ටෙක්නික්ස් දෙක පැහැදිලිද කොහොමද යූස් කරන්න කියන එක?
Yes, madam.
ma'am.
කොහොමද යූස් කරන්න කියන එක? Oh, okay. So the thing is, like මට answer කළේ මගේ coordinators ලද නැත්නම් students ලද? Because like I think the students, okay, so like please use that technique, and tomorrow also I will remind you the technique, okay? Tomorrow also I will remind you the technique. මම මේ විදිහටම කරන්න නැති වුණාට ඔයාලට මම මේ technique එක remind කරන්න. මොකද ඔයාලා ඒ technique එක use කළොත් පුතාලා ඔයාලට ඒ text එක තේරුම් නැති වුණාත් හරියටම answer කරගන්න පුළුවන් වෙනවා. හරිද? And reading වලින් ඔයාලට A level paper එකේ ගොඩක් score කරන්න පුළුවන්. Okay? Now let's move to writing part because I don't have much time. It's already 11:10. Okay, let's move to the paragraph writing. Okay, now when it comes to the paragraph writing, let me share my screen with you. First, let's talk about the 2020 paper. Okay, I know you have written answers for the 2020 paper, and we are going to just discuss how to write a paragraph. අපි බලමු ඩිස්කස් කරමු කොහොමද හරියටම පැරග්‍රාෆ් එකක් ලියන්නේ කියලා. කොහොමද අපි හොඳටම ස්කෝර් කරන්නේ කියන එක. හරිද? ඉස්සෙල්ලාම අපි 2020 paper එකේ එක ගමු. Okay, right. Now here this is the 2020 paper. Okay, this is just the paper number 1. Okay, right. So paragraph writing, is it in your first paper or second paper? Just tell me, is it in your first paper or second paper? First paper. First paper, last question. Yes, first paper, last question. Neither. Question number 8 එකට තමයි ගොඩක් වෙලාවට එන්නේ last question. හරිද? And now here, this is you like paragraph writing. Okay, so you are supposed to write the paragraph and then they will give you the first sentence. Okay, ඒගොල්ලෝ දෙනවා ඔයාලට පළවෙනි sentence එක and then you have to continue writing the paragraph. Okay, now පුතාලා ඔයාලට මේ paragraph writing එකේදී මට ඉස්සෙල්ලාම අපි කතා කරමු කොහොමද marks allocate වෙන්නේ කියලා. කොහොමද අපිට marks ලැබෙන්නේ කියන එක දැනගන්න එපා. මොකද මම දැකලා තියෙනවා there are students who write the paragraph and then like they are so happy, right? And then they come and tell, okay, did it really well, right? But when your like results are out, okay, some of the people haven't scored good grades. Why? මෙහෙම දේවල් වෙනවා. ඔයාලා හිතනවා හරි හොඳට මම ලිව්වා. හැබැයි grade එකෙද්දී හොඳ grade එකක් නැහැ. එහෙම ඇයි වෙන්නේ? මොකද ප්‍රධානම දේ තමයි the main thing is you should know how to score marks. කොහොමද ලකුණු ලැබෙන්නේ කියන එක දැනගන්න ඕනේ. ඒක නිකන් ලියන එක විතරක් නෙමෙයි. හරියටම මාක් එකට ස්කෝර් කරන විදිහ ගැන දැනගන්න ඕනේ. Now here you should only write one paragraph. සමහර ළමයි එක paragraph එකක් ලියන්න ගිහිල්ලා paragraph දෙකක් ලියනවා. එහෙම දේවල් වෙන්න පුළුවන් because now when you go to the A level exam like there is a tendency for you to get stressed because it's an exam. අපිට දැන් තියෙන mentality එක නෙමෙයි exam hall එක තියෙන්නේ. එහෙම නේද? මේ exam hall එකක තියෙන mentality එක වෙනස්. එතකොට දැන් එක paragraph එකක් ලියන්න තියෙන එකට paragraph දෙකක් කඩලා ලියනවා සමහරව. Right, like an essay. මම එහෙම ගොඩක් දේවල් weekend දැකලා තියෙනවා. හරිද? එතකොට do you think you get marks? Do you think you get marks?
No.
The thing is, of course you will get some marks, but then they will only score the first paragraph. දෙවෙනි paragraph එක අරකට relate වුණාට ඒගොල්ලෝ ඒ paragraph එක score කරන්නේ නැහැ. ඒක correct කරන්නේ නැහැ. Right? So please be sure you only write one paragraph. I know these are very like basic guidelines for you, but then don't forget them. Okay, don't forget them. And then Can you use the SMS language? Can you use the SMS language? Huh? Can you use the SMS language? Now, Lamai, we are so much like, I mean, into this SMS language because we always text, right? You, I, and everyone. Actually, we use WhatsApp, Viber, right? Or Messenger, right? We always used to text someone, right? So, now this habit, okay, if you like come with this habit to your paper, right, it's not good, right? So please be sure you don't use this SMS language in your papers, okay, because they have the right to reduce your marks for using SMS language. අර you කියන එක YOU වෙනුවට නිකන් you කියන letter එක දානවා. Then they won't give you marks, okay? So because of using the SMS language. So these are very basic guidelines for you, right? But then keep them in your memory, right? Keep them in your mind. Now, when it comes to this paragraph writing, what is the word limit? What is the word limit? Word limit එක මොකක්ද? 75 to 100 words, okay? I hope you guys can hear me right. Okay, 75 to 100 words. That is the word limit, right? So you shouldn't write more than 100 words. Or also, don't make it too short. Now, sometimes students write just 50 words paragraph or 35 words paragraph, right? It's we are going to reduce the marks for that, okay? So please make sure your content is sufficient for the answer, right? Then now see here there are many advantages of learning English. ඒකට කලින් අපි බලමු කොහොමද ඔයාලගේ marks බෙදෙන්නේ කියලා, right? So all together for the paragraph you get 10 marks, right? ඔයාලට idea එකක් තියෙනවද කොහොමද marks ලැබෙන්නේ කියලා paragraph එකට? paragraph එකට ලැබෙන්නේ කොහොමද?
Language content organization.
Well, that is for the letter and for the essay, okay? That is for the letter and for the essay, right? Now here we only look for your content and then the language. Okay, for the content we give you 4 marks, okay? For the content we give you 4 marks and for the language 6, okay? Now what is the meaning of content here? මොකක්ද content කියලා කියන්නේ මෙතන? දැන් බලන්නකෝ පුතාලා, there are many advantages of learning English. එතකොට දැන් මෙතන ඔයාලා paragraph එක continue කරන්න ඕනේ. You have to discuss the advantages of learning English. එහෙම නැත්නම් දැන් සමහරු ඉන්නවනේ අර කටපාඩම් කරගෙන මොකක් හරි ඇවිල්ලා ලියන අය. එතකොට එයාලා ලියන්නේ වෙනම දෙයක් ගැන. හරිද? ඒ වගේ අයට ලකුණු ලැබෙනවද? නැහැ. Right? So that means your content should be appropriate and also interesting. Right? So you have to discuss the relevant facts. Facts හරියට discuss කරන්න ඕනේ. හරිද? අන්න ඒකට අපි 4 marks දෙනවා, right? 4 marks are allocated for the content, okay? So specific length, right? You should use like has used a specific length. We are going to look for that. Not too short or too long, okay? Like the word count. We are going to see the word count. And then the second one is the content, whether it is appropriate and also interesting, right? And then when you make a point, දැන් මොකක් හරි දෙයක් කිව්වම දැන් මෙතන ඔයාලා මේ paragraph එක ලියද්දී there are many advantages of learning English. එතකොට එක දිගට advantages ටිකක් ලියාගෙන ගිහිල්ලා හරියනවද මේ paragraph එකේදී? එක දිගට advantages ටිකක් ලියාගෙන ගිහිල්ලා හරියනවද?
Better.
No. Then what should you do? When you write a point, okay? When you write a point, the next thing you have to do is you have to support your point, okay? You have to support your point. Now, when it comes to, now what is the first, okay, take a piece of paper, right? Take a piece of paper and let's discuss this, right? There are many advantages of learning English. Now, first thing, when you write the paragraph, what you have to do is, right? First, write the first sentence. There are many advantages in learning English. Okay, that is the first sentence. Now, we are going to continue the paragraph. And before continuing the paragraph එක කලින් අපි දැනගන්න ඕනේ මොනවද අපි ලියන්නේ කියලා. සමහර ළමයි මේ කිසිම දෙයක් හිතන්නේ නැතුව දෙන්නම්කෝ වැඩේ කියලා ප්ලෑන් ගන්නවා ලියාගෙන යනවා. ඊට පස්සේ මැදදී ලියන්න දේවල් නැහැ යාලට. ඊට පස්සේ වචන 35ක් කියලා එතනින් නවත්තනවා. මොකද යාලට ලියන්න දෙයක් නැති නිසා. ලියන්න කලින් ඉස්සෙල්ලාම ඔයාලා හිතන්න ඕනේ. Because now you are A-level students, right? The next step is the university, right? I don't know whether you go to a private university or a government university, but I actually encourage you to come to a government university, right? The thing is, the next step for you is right, you are A-level students, so you have to think first, okay? Not like O-level days, right? So take a piece of paper and write main points. Now, when it comes to this main points, ගොඩාක් main points 6-7ක් ලියන්න ඕනේ නැහැ මේකට. Main points 2ක් හරි 3ක් හරි ලිව්වම හොඳට නැති. Main point එකක් you have to do is the next thing is you have to run. For example, now here there are many advantages in learning English. Tell me one advantage in learning English. Tell me one advantage in learning English. කවුරු කියන්නේ මොකක් හරි advantage එක? There are many advantages in learning English. Just tell me one advantage. Why should we learn English? Anyone? Navodya? Nimasha? Anyone who like to give me an advantage of learning English? So I would like to say an advantage. It is helpful for us to follow our higher studies. Is that so? Am I right or wrong?
Right.
It is
Right, ma'am.
helpful for us. Yes, it is for us to follow our higher, because when you are doing a degree, right, when you come to the university, you can't follow this Sinhala medium, right? No, you can actually, but then most of the degrees, right? Most of the degrees are offered only in English medium. So if you want to do those degrees, then you have to follow English medium, right? So if you learn English, right, you have many opportunities in your higher studies, right? If you like go to abroad, if you go abroad, and then you can like, if you go abroad, of course, for your degree or for your masters, right? That is higher studies. Okay, so learning English is really important to pursue your like academic goals, right? To achieve your academic goals. So that is one advantage. Then advantage ලිව්වට පස්සේ the second thing that you have to do is just write 1 or 2 sentences. Okay, just write 1 or 2 sentences to prove your point. Okay, then මගේ first advantage එක මොකක්ද? It is helpful for us to follow our higher studies. ඔයාලට කියන්න පුළුවන් මොකක්ද? කොහොමද ඒක එහෙම වෙන්නේ කියන එක පොඩ්ඩක් කියන්න. It is helpful for us to follow higher studies. Then you can see most of the degrees are offered only in English medium, and also if we want to go abroad, right, to do a degree or for our postgraduate, then we anyway have to follow it in English medium. That is, now see, that is the supporting detail. First point and then the supporting detail. ඔයාලට තේරුණාද මම මේ කියන දේ? ඔයාලා මොකක් හරි දැන් paragraph එකක් ලියද්දී points දෙකක් හරි තුනක් හරි යටතේ ඔයාලගේ supporting facts, supporting details කියන එක තියෙන්න ඕනේ. හරිද? එතකොට ඒ විදිහට තමයි ඔයාලා මේක organize කරගන්න ඕනේ. Okay? ඒ විදිහට තමයි organize කරගන්න ඕනේ. Right. So, now for the 2020 paper you have done, so I don't want to like discuss it further. But then let me share with you a model paper. Right. අපි model paper එක බලමු. මොකද්ද දීලා තියෙන paragraph එක කියලා. Okay, right. Let me share my screen with you. Okay, you guys have sent the answers to the chat box, right? Very good. I just checked and like I saw actually you guys have sent me the private messages to the chat box. Very good. Send me the answers. Yeah. Now I'm going to share my screen. Let's go for a model paper. Okay. Let's go for a model paper. This is model paper number 1. Okay. The first model paper. And here, write a paragraph beginning with the given sentence. Use about 75 to 100 words. So do not exceed the word limit. Do not write more than one paragraph. Okay. What is it? English language should be made compulsory for university entrance. Okay. Now here, they have given you a sentence called English language should be made compulsory for university entrance. Then ඔයාලට තියෙනවා නම් ඊට වඩා වෙනස් idea එකක්. If you think okay English language should not be made compulsory for university entrance because it's so unfair, right? එහෙම කියලා ඔයාලා හිතනවා නම් ඔයාලට ඒක ලියන්න පුළුවන්ද මෙතන දැන්? ඔයාලට පුළුවන්ද ඒක ලියන්න මෙතන? You can't because they have started it, right? They have started the paragraph. So what you have to do is you have to continue. You can have some like another idea, right? You can have a different idea in yourself, but then don't like just because you have a different idea, it doesn't mean that you have to write all the ideas in the paper because the paper එකේ ඔයාලට ඉතින් හැමදේම ලියන්න බෑනේ. මේ paper එක කරන්නේ අපි ලකුණු ගන්නනේ. එතකොට ඒක දැනගෙන ඉන්න. So English language should be made compulsory for university entrance. දැන් මෙතන ඔයාලට advantages විතරක් කියලා හරියනවද? Are you going to discuss only the advantages of learning English? එතකොට ඒක ගොඩක් ගැලපෙනවද? ඒක ගොඩක් ගැලපෙනවද? නෑ, right? So ඔයාලා ගැලපෙන ටිකක් ලියන්න ඕනේ, right? So maybe you can say, right? The students who sit for the A-level exam, they have been learning English for more than 8 years. Okay, so it is like, so we have to consider that. We have to consider their English proficiency, right, for the university entrance, right? Because when you come to the university, if you are struggling with your English proficiency, then you might feel it very difficult to survive. Okay, එහෙම කියන්නේ English වලින් පොඩ්ඩක් අඩුයි නම් එතකොට proficiency එක අඩුයි නම් ටිකක් අමාරු වෙනවා නේ. එහෙම කියන්න පුළුවන්. Right? So that's how you have to do. Okay, then may paragraph එකක් ලියද්දී මුලින්ම ඔයාලා කරන්න ඕනේ main details දෙකක් හරි තුනක් හරි තියාගන්න. ඒ main details දෙකක් හරි තුනක් හරි ඇතුලේ ඔයාලා ඊට පස්සේ ඒකට supporting detail එකක් හරි දෙකක් හරි තියන්න. හොඳද? ඔයාලා මොකක් හරි fact එකක් කියපු ගමන්ම කරන්න ඕනේ අනිත් එක තමයි, right? You have to actually like, can you guys hear me? I hope you guys can hear me. Can you?
Yes, madam.
Okay, yeah. Okay, fine. So I hope that it is clear. Now, when it comes to the paragraph writing, please have a please take a rough sheet and then have this kind of a structure. Organize it really well. Only discuss 2 to 3 main points, right? Just write 2 to 3 main points, and then whenever you make a point, please like provide some facts to prove the point. Okay, prove the point that you made. Okay, so I hope it is clear. I hope it is clear. Siraj, is it not clear for you? Siraj, is it not clear for you what I said? If it is not clear, I can actually explain it again about others. Okay, right. Now, I want to move for the letter writing because we only have half an hour, right? So I want to move for letter writing. Now, last year paper, okay, I actually went through the last year paper, and did the students get a formal letter or an informal letter last year? Huh? මතක ඇතිනේ දැන් කට්ටිය කරලා ඇතිනේ කොහොමද 2020 paper එක ඒකේ තිබ්බේ formal letter එකක්ද informal letter එකක්ද ها Remember, you guys did the 2020 paper or not? Huh?
No.
No? Oh my God. How come? Okay, you have to do the 2020 paper. So, okay, Pasindu, Tamakalena. Okay, Pasindu has done, someone has done it. Okay, I don't know the name though. Right. Do you have the 2020 paper? If you don't have the 2020 paper, I can actually ask my coordinators to send it to you. Right? Okay, if you don't have the paper, just let me know. Just type it in the chat box. Then I can actually ask them to send you the paper, right? Okay, because you have to do the paper somehow, right? Please write answers for the past papers, okay? Right, now when it comes to the 2020 paper, there was a formal letter to write, okay? But then sometimes you either get a formal letter or an informal letter, okay? So you should have practice about both writing formal letters and informal letters, okay? Okay, Chandu, I will send you the 2020 paper. Okay. Right, don't worry. So the thing is, they will either give you to write a formal letter or an informal letter, or then maybe they can give you both, right? They can give you both letters to write. So it is better if you can actually have the practice of writing both formal letters and informal letters. Okay, right. Now here we are going to discuss. First, let's discuss formal letters. Okay, let's discuss formal letters. Let me share the screen with you. Right. But before sharing the structure, right? I know you guys are familiar with the structure of a formal and informal letter, right? Before discussing the structure and everything, just let me discuss with you, right? Let me discuss with you how the marks are allocated for letter writing. Okay, letter writing letter marks කීයක් විතර ලැබෙනවද ළමයි? කොහොමද marks කීයක් ලැබෙනවද කියලාද Is it 10 or 15 or 20?
50.
15. Yes. For a letter, you get 15 marks. Then, how these 15 marks are allocated? කොහොමද මේක බෙදලා යන්නේ? Marks කොහොමද අපි ඔයාලට දෙන්නේ? Now, when I taught you this paragraph writing, right, I said 6 marks for the language and then 4 marks for the content, right? And then I told you what does it mean by the content and what does it mean by the language, right? So when it comes to formal letters, this 15 marks, for the format, you get 1 mark, okay? For the format, you get 1 mark. Now, most of the students think, ගොඩක් ළමයි හිතනවා එයාලා format එක කටපාඩම් කරගෙන ගියාම හරි කියලා. එහෙම හරිද? format එක විතරක් ගිහලා ලියලාවට පස්සේ do you get marks? Do you get marks?
No, madam.
No, right? Only for the format, we don't like, no, right? Yes. So you should know the format of a letter, both formal and informal, but don't think just because you wrote the format of the letter, you get marks. No. Letter එකක් කියන්නේ format එක විතරක් ලියලා එන එක නෙමෙයි, right? එතකොට ඒකට ලකුණු එහෙම ලැබෙන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද format එකට කොහොමද ලැබෙන්නේ? එක ලකුණක්, right? Format එක තියෙනවට හරියට follow කරලා තියෙනවට ඒකට ඔයාලට ලැබෙන්නේ එක ලකුණ. And then for the content, okay, make it for the content you receive 4 marks, okay? How many marks are allocated for the content?
6.
How many marks are allocated for the content?
6 marks.
6?
4 marks.
4 marks.
Not 6. 4 marks. 4 marks, okay? Oh my God, I was repeatedly telling this to you guys. 4 marks. Only 4 marks are allocated for the content, right? Then, yeah. Then for the now, guys, if you are not very clear about this, you just write it somewhere. කොහොමද මේ ඔයාලට ලකුණු ලැබෙන්න විදිය පොඩ්ඩක් ලියා ගන්න. හරිද? ඒ ලකුණු ලැබෙන විදියට තමයි ඔයාලා දෙයකට ආන්සර් කරන්න ඕනේ. නැත්තම් ඔයාලට ඒක හරියට කරගන්න ලැබෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඒ කියන්නේ හොඳ ග්‍රේඩ් එකකට යන්න නම් A එකකට යන්න නම් හරියට ලකුණු ලැබෙන විදියට ඔයාලා ලියන්න දැනගන්න ඕනේ. තේරුණාද? Okay. එතකොට content එකට we give you 4 marks and then for the format we give you 1 mark, and for the language, okay, for the language we give you 8 marks, okay? For the language we give you 8 marks, and for the organization, okay, for the organization 2 marks, okay? So like then all together it becomes 15 marks. For the format 1, for the content 4, for the organization 2, and for the language 8. Now, okay. The next thing is, if you have used SMS language, අර මං කලින් කිව්වේ paragraph writing වලදී දැන් ගොඩක් අය SMS language එක use කරනවා කියලා ඒක ඔයාලා හිතන්නේ නැහැ. ඒ වුණාට අර habit formation කියලා එකක් තියෙනවානේ. පුරුද්දට exam එකේදීත් එහෙම ලියවෙන වෙලාවල් තියෙනවා. Then if you have used SMS language in anywhere in the letter, the 2 marks will be reduced, okay? The 2 marks will be deducted, okay? Understood? So please be careful not to use SMS language, right? Okay. Then, right. If the body of the letter is missing, you won't get any mark. You can all හරියට letter එක ලියලා නැත්නම් කියන්නේ letter එකේ body එක ලියලා නැත්නම් then you won't get any mark, okay? So that is the marking criteria, okay? That is the marking criteria. Now, right. Now when it comes to the marking criteria, I told you the meaning of content. මොකක්ද content කියලා කියන්නේ මෙතන? Marking criteria එක content කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? Okay. Sorry. So is it okay if I switch on my video? Switch off? Then if there is a technical problem, yeah, I hope then It will be clear for you, right? Okay, thank you. Right. Is it clear for you now?
Yes, madam.
Okay, right, fine. Okay, now when it comes to the content, okay, when they ask you to write a letter, they will give you a context. They will give you a situation. Okay? A situation එකක් දෙනවනේ, context එකක් දෙනවනේ. එතකොට sometimes they give you, okay, please include these details. Like සමහර details තියෙනවා ඔයාලා include කරන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට, right, what you have to do is, right, please include all these details, right? And then what about the word length? Not word length, the length of the letter, okay? The length of the letter, okay? So you should have the like, what is the word limit? What is the word limit for the letter? What is the word limit for the letter? Anyone? Please tell me. Now you should know. Now you should know what is the word limit for the letter. Huh? මොකක්ද the word limit එක?
200 words.
75 to 100 words. Yes. 125. Is it? Let me check. I don't think it's 125. Yes, you can actually write for 125, but then let me recheck it because it's most probably it's okay. 100 to 125. Okay, 100 to 125. So don't exceed that word limit. And also when you write the letter, please make sure, right? Please make sure at least to write teacher pen. Okay, right. Screen එක පේන්නේ නැද්ද? Okay. මම තාම screen එක share කරේ නැහැ. Okay. Right. The next thing is, so you have to be very careful about the content, okay, the word limit and everything. And then the next thing is language. Okay, language means like if you can write the sentences without having any grammar errors, of course, then it is perfect. Grammar errors නැතුව ලියන්න පුළුවන් නම් ඔන්න ඔයාලට 8 out of 8 ම language වලට ලැබෙනවා. හැබැයි ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ඔයාලගේ අතින් grammar errors වෙනවා. That is all right. I don't ask you to write grammar free language because it's very difficult, right? It's very difficult when it comes to like A levels, right? Still learning, right? So, and also this is general English. Okay, so it's not easy at all, but then try to reduce the grammar errors that you make. Okay, try to reduce the grammar errors that you make, especially when you are writing essays and also letters. Okay. Now, everyone, let me share my screen to discuss formal letter writing. Okay, to discuss formal letter writing. Now, can you see my screen? Now, can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Right. So first, I'm going to discuss the formal letters, and after that, I'm going to discuss the informal letters. Okay. Right. So when it comes to formal letters, this is the structure. Okay. So now this is the structure we are going to follow. Right. Earlier we actually wrote this name of the address and the date in the right hand side, but now we actually align it to one side. Okay. So especially to the left. Okay. Right. So name of the sender and then the address. Okay. That is the first thing we are going to do, right? After that, date, and then name of the recipient, designation, company name, and address. And then salutation, right? So the salutation should be dear sir or madam. After that, you have to write the subject. Subject means the topic, okay? The topic. And then we come to the body of the letter. Then may වෙනකම් මං කියපු ටික පැහැදිලිද? ඔයාලා මේ letter structure එක දන්නවයි කියලා මම හිතනවා. ඒකයි මම ටිකක් ඉක්මනට කියාගෙන ගියේ. හොඳද? මේ letter structure එක දන්නවයි කියලා මං හිතන නිසා ආයි මට ඒක ගැන කියන්න ඕනේ නැති නිසා එහෙම නේද? ඔයාලා දන්නව නේද?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then fine. So name of the sender, address, and after that leave a line and then date. Okay, and then leave a line and then name of the recipient, designation and company, name and address. And after that salutation. Salutation in a formal letter should be in a very polite manner. Dear sir or madam. And after that you write the subject. What is the meaning of subject? Subject එක කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? අර letter එකකට topic එකක් තියෙන්න එපා. Whether you write it to request something or to invite someone, okay, or to complain about something, okay. So to complain about like the frequent power cuts. අමතිස්සම light කපනවා to complain about the frequent power cuts in ගම්පහ area, okay. අන්න ඒ විදිහට subject එක තියෙන්න ඕනේ, topic එකක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ formal letter එකකට. ඊට පස්සේ body of the letter. මෙන්න මේ body of the letter එක ඔයාලා ලියලා නැත්නම් ඔයාලට ඇත්තටම ළමයි එක ලකුණක්වත් ලැබෙන්නේ නැහැ ගොඩක් වෙලාවට. Okay? මොකද මම දකිනවා සමහර ළමයි මේ ටික ඔක්කොම ලියලා they haven't written the body of the letter and then they don't get marks for that. Okay? Right. So when it comes to the body of the letter, this is a formal letter, so please make it brief. Brief කියන්නේ short විදිහට ලියන්න, and then it should be very clear. Okay, please make it brief and also it should be very clear, right? සමුන්ට කියන්න ඕන දේ paragraph දෙකකින් වගේ කියන්න. හරිද? එතකොට වැඩි වලවට අරන් කියන්න නැතුව ඒක සමුන්ට ඕන message එක කියන්න ඕන. And then you have to say, after that we are going to conclude, okay? The conclusion, usually we use yours sincerely, or maybe we can use yours faithfully. You have to use either yours sincerely or yours faithfully, right? And then signature, and after that you have to write your name. So this is the structure of a formal letter, right? So with this, let me discuss the structure of an informal letter. Okay, so do you have any questions until now? No questions, right? If I නැහැ මෙහෙමයි word limit එකට වඩා වැඩි වචන ප්‍රමාණයක්. දැන් මෙහෙමයි පුතා, word limit එකට වඩා ඕනවට වඩා වැඩියෙන් ලියන්න එපා. හරිද? Word limit එක 125 now. 125 now. You can write like 135 or 40. But then don't try to write 200 or 250 because it's not necessary, right? So you have to like manage your time as well. And then like there is a word limit, the specific word limit, because you have to follow that. Those are the guidelines. So try to follow your guidelines. Don't forget, when you write more, there's a tendency in you to make errors. Grammar errors okay? I hope it is clear for you, right? Okay. Now the next thing is informal letters. Let me discuss the informal letter structure with you. After that, maybe tomorrow I can write both a formal letter and informal letter. Okay, so Chandu, when it comes to like letter writing, you can take 15 minutes to write a letter. Okay, 15 minutes to write a letter, 15 to 20 minutes, but don't exceed the time. Like don't take like 30 to 40 minutes, because like you have to keep the time for your essay as well, right? Not only for the essay, then you have to reread and recheck the whole answer script. Okay, so you can take 15 to 20 minutes for the letter. Understood? Okay. We hope you got it. And now, let me discuss the informal letter structure. Okay. What is the difference between a formal letter and an informal letter, especially when it comes to the structure? What is the difference between formal letters and informal letters when it comes to the structure? පුතාලා මොකක්ද වෙනස? වෙනසක් නැද්ද?
Formal letter having recipient address.
Okay, right. Yes.
Informal
Only
letter.
that.
බුද්ධිමත් ලිපියක් නේ ටීචර්.
Formal letters means yes, විධිමත්. Okay. රාජකාරී ලිපි කියලා කියන්නේ අපි. Yes.
ඉන්ෆෝමල්
Informal
ලෙටර්
means.
කියන්නේ අවිධිමත්. ඒ කියන්නේ අඳුරට යාළුවෙක්ට ලියන්න.
Yes. So what is the difference when it comes to the structure, right? Now sender's address, especially when we write the sender's address, you can write it without the name, right? And then date and salutation. After that, are you going to write dear sir or dear madam? No. Now my best friend is Krishani, so when I write a letter to Krishani, I can say dear Krishani. Okay. Oh, I don't want to use dear. Maybe I can use hi Krishani. Okay, because like I write it for my friend, right? So I don't want to use a very polite language there, right? So hi Krishani. And then you come to the body of the letter. So you can ask, hi, how are you doing? Right? Hope you are doing great. Okay. So hope my letter finds you in your good spirits. Okay. So you can start like that. Now we don't have one thing here. Do we write a subject here in a formal letter? Do we write a subject? In an informal letter, do we write a subject, a topic?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
No, right? අපි subject එකක් ලියනවා නම් එනවා මේකට ලියන්න වෙන්නේ to gossip කියලා තමයි. මොකද ගොඩක් වෙලාවට personal letters වල අපි කරන්නේ gossiping නේ. නේද? ඒ නිසා අපි කොහොමත් subject එකක් ලියන්නේ. Then we like directly come to the body of the letter. Okay? And now in the body of the letter you write, okay? Not everything you want, but then in the question actually they give you the situation, they give you the context. Okay? ඔයාලට context එක දෙනවා එතකොට ඒ situation එකට ගැලපෙන්න තමයි ඔයාලා ඒක ලියන්න ඕනේ. Maybe they would ask you to like write a letter to your friend inviting him or her to your birthday party. Okay? Or you want to visit somewhere and then invite your friend to go there with you. That may be for a picnic or a trip. Okay? So then in the body of the letter, you have to say, but if it is about a picnic or a trip, okay, we are planning to go here and would you like to join with us? And then just describe the trip. ඔයාලා යන trip එක විස්තර කරන්න. නේද? එතකොට ඒ අත්‍යවශ්‍ය දේවල් මේ body of the letter එකේ තියෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒගොල්ලෝ දීලා තියෙන situation එකට අදාළව තමයි මේක ලියන්න ඕනේ. එහෙම නැත්නම් ඔයාලට content එකට ලකුණු අඩු වෙනවා. තේරුණාද? එතකොට ඔයාලට හරියටම ලකුණු හොඳට ස්කෝර් කරන්න ඕන නම් content එකටයි ඊට පස්සේ language එකයි ඔක්කොම එකට තමයි ස්කෝර් කරන්න ඕනේ. Okay? And then finally when you are done with writing you can conclude the letter, right? Now there in a formal letter we used either yours sincerely, yours faithfully. Okay, we used either yours sincerely or yours faithfully. But here, are we going to write yours sincerely or yours faithfully? Huh? අපි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් yours sincerely, yours faithfully කියලා ලියනවා the personal letter එක.
No, ma'am.
No, right? We use what? We use what? Yours loving friend. Okay, something like very like friendly, right? Or you can say your friend Lakshi. Okay, so if I write a letter to my friend, I can say like this. yours loving friend, someone. Okay, right, Krishani or Lakshit. So your name. So that is the difference between a formal letter and an informal letter. So when it comes to your exam, okay, when it comes to your exam, right, when it comes to your exam, maybe they would ask you to write an informal letter or a formal letter, okay, because now last year they asked to write a formal letter, right? එතකොට මේ year එකේ ඔයාලා හිතන්න එපා ගිය අවුරුද්දේ formal letter එකක් නම් මේ අවුරුද්දේ informal letter එකක් තමයි කියලා. එහෙම වෙන්නේ නැහැ. හරිද? එතකොට class එක ඉවර වෙනවා පුතා 12ට. තව 5 minutes විතරයි තියෙන්නේ. Okay? Right. So okay, when it comes to this letter writing, okay, so please practice both formal and informal letters, okay, both formal and informal letters, because they can give you to write like the both letters together, okay. Question number 11 එක informal වෙන්න පුළුවන්, question number 12 එක formal letter එකක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්, okay. So that can happen, right? So better to write and practice, okay. So today we are running out of time, okay. That's why I only discussed the marking criteria, and then what marking criteria එක මම කතා කළා. ඊට පස්සේ I just actually discussed the structure of the formal letters, right? So tomorrow I will start from letter writing, but then we won't have time to write letters, but I can actually discuss some of the phrases you can use. Now, formal letters, informal letters, ලියද්දී අපිට use කරන්න පුළුවන් phrases තියෙනවානේ, words තියෙනවානේ. එතකොට ඒවා මට ඔයාලත් එක්ක කතා කරන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට ඔයාලට ඒවා ගැලපෙන විදිහට time වලට use කරන්න පුළුවන්. Right? And then, so I'm going to start it like that tomorrow, and then even like I'm going to discuss this bar chart description, right? And then essay writing, okay. So those are the things that I want to cover tomorrow. And when it comes to this bar graph and the pie chart description, that is really important, and also notice writing, okay. So tomorrow I'm going to cover that, okay. So please, and I hope okay, මම හිතනවා ඔයාලට මම කියපු දේවල් අද තේරුණා කියලා. පොඩි හරි උදව්වක් වුණා කියලා මට හිතෙනවා. මම හිතනවා ඒක ඉතින් ඔයාලා තමයි ඩිසයිඩ් කරන්න ඕනේ. හෙටත් අපිට හෙටත් අපිට 10 to 12 session එකක් තියෙනවා. එතකොට ඒ හෙට ඒ session එකේදී මම notice writing උගන්වන්නවා. ඊට පස්සේ letter writing වල හරියට phrases කොහොමද use කරන්න කියන එක කියලා දෙන්නම්. Right? And then like essay writing, okay. So we are going to discuss the marking criteria as well as the main like points, okay. So please be here tomorrow as well at 10, and I hope everyone will be here, okay. Right. So have a nice day to you guys, okay, and it's a pleasure to do this session with you, okay. So Tatsarani, they have some questions. Can you please give the answers for the questions that they have?
Yes, ma'am. We'll guide them from this
Tatsarani,
moment.
are you here?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay.
I think I'm audible enough,
Okay.
right, ma'am? Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yes, that's right.
Thank you so much, ma'am. ඉතින් නංගිලා
Yeah,
මල්ලා
you're
අපි
welcome.
හිතනවා අද අපේ මේ සීනියර් අත්වලක් ඉංග්‍රීසි විෂය සම්බන්ධව තිබෙන සම්මන්ත්‍රණ මාලාව ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ උසස් පෙළ විභාගයේදී එන ගොඩක් ගැටලුකාරී තැන් මගහරවා ගැනීමට ලොකු අත්වලක් වුණා කියලා. ඉතින් අද දවසේ අපිට සම්පත්දායකත්වය දැක්වූ ශ්‍රී ජයවර්ධනපුර විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ මානව ශාස්ත්‍ර හා සමාජ විද්‍යා පීඨයේ ඉංග්‍රීසි විභාග විද්‍යා අධ්‍යයන අංශයේ කතිකාචාර්ය ලක්ෂ්මීනානායක්කාර මැතිණියට අපේ හෘදාංගම ස්තුතිය පුද කරනු ලබනවා. Thank you madam අපිට එක්ක අද join වෙලා ඔයාගේ දැනුම අපිට එක්ක බෙදා ගත්තට. ඉතින් thank you madam. ඉතින් ඒ වගේම තමයි අපේ මේ වැඩසටහනට මඟ පෙන්වීම ලබා දුන්න අපේ ගරු පීඨාධිපතිතුමන්ටත් අපගේ ආචාර්ය ශාන්ත ගම්ලත් මහතාටත් ඒ වගේම අද ඔයාටයි මටයි මේ වගේ Zoom තාක්ෂණය ඔස්සේ සම්බන්ධ වෙලා මේ ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එක කරගෙන යන්න අපිට තාක්ෂණික දායකත්වයේ සපයන අපගේ විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ ඩිජිටල් අධ්‍යාපනය හා වෘත්තීය සංවර්ධන මධ්‍යස්ථානයේ සියලු දෙනාටත් අපගේ හදවතින් ස්තුතිය මේ පුදු කරලා ලබනවා. ඉතින් සීනේට අත්වලක් සම්මන්ත්‍රණ මාලාවේ සාමාන්‍ය ඉංග්‍රීසි විෂයේ පළමුවන සම්මන්ත්‍රණය තමයි අද මේ අවසන් වෙන්නේ. ඉතින් හෙටත් පෙරවරු 10ට මෙහි දෙවන කොටසත් එක්ක හමුවන බලාපොරොත්තුෙන් අද අපි ඔබගෙන් සමුගන්නවා. සහභාගී වෙච්ච හැම දෙනාටම ස්තුතියි. සුබ දවසක්.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, madam.
Thank
you, madam.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Sorry.